All right.
All right, call meeting to order. It's 5:01 PM. Roll call. Bruce April here. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming. Entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for this evening. John moves. 30 seconds. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor of the agenda? Approve the minutes for October 15th. Sorry?
People in the waiting room that needed to be admitted to the meeting.
Approval, entertain a motion to approve the minutes from October 15th and November 12th. 2024. Yes. Okay, any discussion, any corrections, additions to the minutes from the last two meetings? Hearing none, all in favor? Okay, motion carries. Finance update.
Gee, wasn't gonna come. Oh, sorry, Rebecca. I'm sitting over here making sure we got the rest of this. Okay, can't minimize, so let's go down and
So tonight we have one budget adjustment request. This is for the lease assistance award. So this is initial budget is an increase of $203,900. This is just to help pay the rent on the building. That's the only bar for tonight.
Entertain a motion to approve the bar. John seconds, any discussion? Bar? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Accounts payable payment vouchers.
So here is the check listing of all the accounts payable checks that went out for the month of November.
I'm sorry, on page 3.
Page 3, Mark.
3.
Sorry, my computer.
This page, Rebecca. Oh, it's our testing. Yeah.
Entertain a motion to approve the payment vouchers as presented. I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the payment vouchers as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Financial reports, Rebecca.
Okay. So here are our total expenditures as of November. And so we have, sorry, I'm not usually used to like having to stand up present from here, but so 67% went into compensation and benefits as of the end of November. We have 9% into purchase professional and technical services, property services 12%, other services 6%, and supplies 6% overall. So this is year-to-date totals for all expenditures. And then If you could go to. So, and then as of November 30th, funds set aside for building purchase. So we had almost 2.8 million set aside for the building purchase as of the end of November, and estimated for the end of June is a little over 3.1 million.
I don't know.
Okay.
Thank you, Rebecca.
everyone.
Okay, the next section on our agenda is the public comment section. And this is an opportunity for members of the public to address the government council for up to 3 minutes with comments or issues, whether they are on our agenda for the evening or not. Now, the chair, being the chair, I may reduce the time for you to just speak to ensure adequate time just to conduct the rest of our business this evening. Governing council by law, we cannot take action or have any discussion or deliberation on any presentation made by the public concerning any item not listed on the agenda for this evening. Any item presented by a member of the public may be noticed on a future agenda for deliberation or for action. Those wishing to participate in the public input section, we have a sign-in sheet over here if you haven't signed in. We'd like for you to sign in. The purpose of that is we need to follow up at a later time. We don't know how to and so we begin. So the sign-in sheet has name, phone number, and email address and a topic for the chat. For those of you that are online, what we'd like for you to do is, if you wish to comment in the public comment section, to go to the chat section. I think Mr. Tolley has that up on the board, and you should be able to see it on your computers there. Just type in your name and your email address and your phone number and the topic you wish to present, and we'll make sure that you get recognized through the public comment section. So if you all online wish to comment, please go ahead and do that now, so we have an idea of how many people wish to speak this evening. Any questions about that? Okay, very good. Sign in sheet here. I want to thank you all for coming this evening. It's not very often you have people here, so it's nice to see some folks here that are taking an interest in school and what we do here as a board. This meeting is being video recorded, and it is being saved, and it will be on YouTube. A spot on YouTube somewhere on the internet. Mr. Tolley, if you have questions about where it's located, please correct Mr. Tolley. He can tell you where the meeting is stored there. I think we're small enough now, not enough noise we have to worry about. But if you would please, during your comments, speak loudly and speak clearly. And just remember that we can't respond back to you.
I don't want to go first.
Okay. Okay.
Mabel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm old and I have poor vision. Anybody online?
As of right now, no. I'm putting out another
Okay.
notice here just to see, but no.
Is it Megan or Megan? Megan, okay.
What? Can you hear me online if I speak in this volume?
They should be able to hear you fine. We tested it earlier, and it's if I turn it on here, though, we get feedback because you'll hear your own voice, but they can hear you. Yeah, I see that. So let me see if I can turn up the microphone a little bit.
Would you like to scoot up a little closer?
Sure, if that's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably perfect because it should come through here.
It's coming through there.
Yeah.
Katie, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay. All right. I will start and see how far I get. My name is Megan Martins. I'm the parent of 2 children here at CIS in the 3rd and the 4th grade. I'm currently an officer in the PTA and in the foundation. I'm pretty active at this school. I'm also a child clinical psychologist, a doctoral level board certified behavior analyst, and I have a history of faculty positions in pediatrics as well as the College of Education and Human Sciences at UNM. My work has put me in contact with a great many schools as a result. And I am here because I really like this school, and I like it quite a bit, actually. And I consider it a good school with the potential to be great, but not fully realized yet. I am very worried for the first time about some things about the school. Everyone knows it needs a new building, but and that's a thing I would encourage everybody here to keep working and keep supporting or to find us a new building because the morale is significantly impacted around here. But I have a bigger concern about the school. It's come as a result of the last few months being very active and visible in the school. I have learned about a number of things that have happened that have caused me a great number of concern, and I think is developing a pattern of a loss of trust in the parents, the teachers, and the staff and our head of school. Some of these are problematic and hard to talk about, but most notably, I've heard about times that he has raised his voice, yelled at teachers, spoken condescendingly to them, silenced them in meetings, dismissed concerns when raised, reminded them that he is the boss, and reminded them that all teachers need to reapply for their job every year. I've been told of instances by families in which he has not adequately addressed parental concerns, ignores calls, emails, dismissed parental concerns, including about the way teachers and other students have addressed young teenage girls at this school. I have parents calling me out of the blue because they don't know what else to do and don't feel comfortable going to our head of school. I have teachers crying on my shoulders, debating resigning from the school. No matter the strengths of the school, if there is, the teachers are essential from my point of view to the continuing of this school. If several teachers do leave, I'm very worried that the school is not going to be able to continue its mission. Mr. Talia, although capable in many ways that we all know about, does not have specific expertise in history and bilingual education or IB. These teachers who I trust every day, would trust them with the life and direction of my children, are the core of this school. I have tried to encourage a number of teachers to speak out and to address you all about this. I have, because it is not my job and not a job that I want and not a job to manage some of these things. It should be coming from somebody other than me. But there isn't a culture here where it's safe to complain about some of these things. I'd like to, I have 1 minute. Okay, I would like to share one, because I have more things to say, but I would like to share just one set of things that I think it doesn't require teachers coming forward with more specific information, and because they're fearful of retribution. There are multiple instances in which Mr. Tolley has publicly and aggressively spoken at teachers that he oversees at the school. This has been done in front of witnessed by other staff and teachers and in front of students. I'm aware of 2 very public instances in the last few months that are well known in the school community. A brave parent a couple of weeks ago at the school meeting mentioned this in front of, Mr. Tolley denied it, although later shared and apologized to those teachers in private. I just would encourage you.
I'm sorry, can I request, there's not many of us right on the list. Could we get 5 minutes? The board can agree to 5 minutes?
She said 5.5.
Oh, she said.
Trying to be generous here.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I also have some,
Excuse me, we need to go on with the rest of our.
okay.
So,
Can I give you a piece of paper? Or how would I give a piece of paper with the more information that I wanted to share to the government?
We have a grievance procedure.
This isn't a grievance so much. The purpose of me doing this is to make it public, as I actually don't have a specific personal grievance. I'm saying these things to make it public and hopefully more safe for someone else to do that.
Then put the mic hand it to me and I'll take it from here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I get you out. Take it into consideration. All right. Anyone online? I'm not seeing anybody
No.
signing up. Okay. Mabel, thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. Actually, I was not gonna share this, but I will. I was one of the first parents to get involved with Corrales International before it became a charter school. We used to have meetings in somebody's house, in the garage, and I helped start Corrales International. My older son came to this school. He's in college, getting his master's degree. And that's why I came back with my young son to this school, because I love this school. I knew how incredible we once were. I'm a concerned parent, and I would like to discuss many issues before the board, but given our limited time together, I will try to keep it short, and I wrote it so I don't forget about it. First, I would like to request a formal investigation of all the concerns that were raised during the December 3rd building update meeting. That meeting went on for almost 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. Some of the allegations discussed by the parents, I believe, violate New Mexico law and federal law and can potentially lead to our school shutting down. I'm an attorney, and you guys can look up Martinez versus Yazzie, and you can learn a lot of those allegations to impact this school. I would also like to request the board to investigate the lack of leadership by the head of the school. It concerns me that children at this school have heard him yelling at teachers in the hallway. I heard this at the meeting, at the December 3rd meeting. It is unacceptable that our school, who at one point was one of the best schools in the state, is being rated so low for New Mexico Vistas. Our school scored a 27% in overall math proficiency, not to mention parents have never received this information. I actually found out about this because I asked a friend to apply to the school, and then they told me, have you seen the scores? I was embarrassed. I couldn't believe no one at the school had informed us about any of those test scores. There's a huge lack of communication between the head of the school and the parents. I have personally reached out to Mr. Tolley several times in the last 3 years. He has yet to respond to my emails or calls. But magically, after the building update meeting, I have been receiving multiple emails from him, and he has been waving to the parents in the morning, which it was a very rare thing. I have heard the head of school say he has over 35 years of experience. Someone with that type of experience should be able to make our school better and not worse. This is the worst that I have seen Corrales International be at. IB certified. During the last meeting, I learned through a friend I invited to apply to the school, and that's how I learned about New Mexico Vista scores. And I became really concerned. So I asked the head of our school at the last meeting when he had completed his IB certifications. He answered by telling me that sometime in May of 2024, I called the IB office in Washington, D.C., and they told me to contact our school. And so I got worried. I was like, what do you mean contact our school? I knew something was up. I did. I emailed Mr. Tolley and Ms. Perea to give me their certificates. And I learned that our head of school does not have an IB certification. In fact, our leader with 35 years of experience lied to me and all the parents at the meeting. The original founder of the school, Dr. Pagan, would be shocked to learn that our head of school does not have an IB certification. I can assure you that the school would have never have a head of school who is not certified in the core of what we stand for. It's embarrassing. We should be embarrassed. He told me that he couldn't, or that he hadn't done it because of budget issues or whatnot. This is the International Baccalaureate School. There's no exception. Now, teachers at this school that I've spoken to have not evaluated Mr. Tolley because they're afraid. A lot of the teachers are afraid to speak up. I really wish they had the strength to speak up. And we're gonna lose really valuable people. Lastly, I was very hesitant to speak today because I hear the board will do nothing because you guys are his friends. To that I say, you have a duty under the bylaws, and then I quote from your conflict of interest policy, to conduct all its business and operations impartially in accordance with all laws and in conformity with the highest ethical and professional standards. So I ask all of you who are his friends to recuse yourself from making any determinations about keeping or firing the head of the school. I hear from multiple people, Bruce, you're his friend, and that you've been talking to parents about him. I would assume you would excuse yourself since you have been advocating for him. It is a conflict of interest. I'm requesting the head of the school be removed from his position. The December 3rd meeting went on for several hours. I could go on and on, but I understand I have limited time. I'm really concerned. It's sad. It's heartbreaking to see the school where it's going. We used to be one of the best in the state. And sadly, we're now just another APS.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Anyone online?
Sorry, hold on.
I don't see any.
No.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and close the public input section of our meeting. I do want to tell you all, thank you very much. Your comments have not fallen on deaf ears.
I think Gianna wants to speak.
Tiana, are you?
Yeah, hold on. Let me unmute her. Let me unmute her. She does, looks like she wants to speak.
Hi.
Oh, there. Can you hear us, Tiana?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, let me turn up your microphone.
Okay. All right. I started video. Can you guys see me? Sorry, yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Yes. Well, I kind of wanted to know the yes. So I've heard some of the complaints, and I think my biggest thing is the future of the school, and of course we talked a lot about the, expanding the school. So that was my concern, and we talked about it some at the December 3rd meeting, but I was hoping to find out what your plans are for the locating the new sites, because I talked to Bruce a little bit about that as well as Mark. So I was wondering if you guys have any updates on the search for the new building, because I like to participate in that. So that's my main purpose to be here, is also to find out more information or what plans we have in that direction.
Can't comment, but you can tell her to call.
She hang up?
No, she's still there. She just finished, I think.
Oh,
Technically, you can't comment, but we
Right.
can have her call us and we can talk off the meeting. She can call me.
Sure.
Okay,
Did you hear that, Tiana?
yes, I heard that.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else that's online? Okay. Very good. Thanks for joining. Did you wish to make a public comment?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all again. Really appreciate y'all being here. Not often for the business. We do really appreciate it. And we will take your comments seriously and under consideration. And if we decide to move forward with any of those comments, then we will be in touch with y'all and we'll make an agenda item. We can't make any decisions without being in session, publicly session, and having it on. I want to tell you, thank you very much. Okay, appreciate all of you sending your group here. I'm fairly new to the school, but I've known of the school for a long time. And it is a tremendous school. It's got a great reputation. So thank you very much. And with that, we'll move on to the next agenda item. Which is Milton Council business. Last meeting that we had, I introduced a proposed calendar for the year for the governing council. And typically what we do is when we introduce new policies, we introduce them 1 month, give everybody a chance to review them, think them over, and then we come back to the next meeting and make any revisions and adopt the policy at that time. So you guys have any questions, any comments about the calendar?
I guess for me, without having actually gone through and practice it, what it is to make two revisions. So it seems so far.
Yeah, it's not etched in stone. We can always amend it at any time. And this kind of helps us roadmap for us and helps us keep on track. If there's no further discussion, questions, I'll entertain a motion. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. So so with this calendar, the evaluation parts, is that the parts that we discuss? Or is it
Part of the agenda.
yes,
I'm sorry,
Does the topics in the calendar become part of it, automatically become part of the
yeah,
agenda?
yeah.
okay, that's what I was wondering.
You bet.
At what point
That
does
holds
that,
our feet to the fire too, to make sure that we're through the year.
and then are we assigning, I see that you have different dates.
But again, this is certainly amendable at any.
So it's still a work in process.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a framework.
All right, no, it looks great.
Well, and now I know from my experience here, for me, I have to have a roadmap to follow. I have structure. So it helps me to stay on track. And there are certain things that we're required by law to do at certain times during the year. So that just makes sure that we don't forget those things and stay.
So when we're looking at something like the 80th day and specific mission, student performance, that's a report that's going to come to us
Yes, ma'am. Hope so.
at that point.
You may. I'd like to request reports on those items.
Excellent.
To like timeline.
But like, how did you?
Well, some of it comes from my experience, and then some of it comes from looking at examples, calendars from other schools, but they're following. And part of it comes from the public education as well on recommendations. They're required to do things. But like the 80th day ethics imperative that we have an update of what the enrollment is.
I like having a calendar of it, of knowing that's the expectation. So it also lets us know that that's coming about.
Then there are times too that we need to review our policies and bylaws. We definitely need to do an evaluation, have it on the schedule. To meet with Mr. Tolley and have an evaluation of Mr. Tolley and the budget preparation in the spring. There are certain deadlines that we have to meet. We have to have public meetings on the budget. So this makes sure that we do those things. Oh, thanks. And, you know, you'll see on there that there's a student outcome section. Hopefully we'll get input on some of the successes of our programs and how our kiddos are doing.
Is this just for us? This agenda, is it just for the board or is it public or?
Oh, it's public. Anything we do will be public.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is, we can definitely have it put on the website so people can access it. You betcha. I'm sorry?
Thank you for taking the time.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll motion.
John moves.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
If we need to amend it.
You betcha. You betcha. You know, it's like our agenda, we can always move things around. Got it. Good. Yeah. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, head of school, Mr. Tolley.
Just quickly, so you know, and if you want to come participate with us at all, tomorrow we have holiday. The PTA has been nice enough to host a week for the kids, a holiday sweater and accessories day, tacky sweater, holiday color like green, a lot of leeway there. Thursday, we've got the PYP versus MYP. PYP is going to wear as much blue as possible and MYP wears as much green as possible. I think the PYP has a little advantage here because I think the blue probably will have more, and then holiday pajama day, last day of school before break. The only other thing I wanted to mention to the board is, although we're not an APS school, we do get evaluated by them every year and they do authorize us to exist. And just a couple weeks ago, they designated us as a, what was the word, Kim? Distinction, school of distinction, because of our performance in special ed, finance, and also overall management of the school. So we're one of, I think, 5 schools within APS charter schools and magnet schools that got that distinction. It doesn't help with test scores right now, which I understand, but we're working on that. We're doing a lot of things. So, and just beside that, I do want to thank you all for coming here. I mean, we can't get better unless we discuss these things. And please just come to me with anything. I really don't bite. And I would be happy to discuss anything with you. But we are trying. You're right. We have great teachers. We have a great administrative staff. We're working on it.
On the school of distinction, that designation, what are the criteria?
Well, they look at audit findings, how we manage. There's actually a whole sheet that APS fills out when they do their evaluations, and they label it either green for doing everything right, yellow if you need some type of tweaking in your program, or red if there's a very concern. Last 3 years, we've been all green in every category. So,
Is that published somewhere?
yeah.
Okay. Great. Super. Anything else?
I think that's it. We're out for 2 weeks starting after Friday, and then we'll be back at it in January.
Good deal. Thank you. Other business? Any of the governing council members? Comments? Sorry?
trying to think if there's something. That
I do have one question. When will our audit be ready?
Financial?
Financial?
It is done, completed, but of course, everything can't be discussed until actually after APS as the authorizer accepts it, and then gives us the green light to let the board know, and then we'll make it public. But usually January, if they have any problems, it might be a little longer, but as soon as they get the green light, we'll bring it before the board.
Thanks.
Thank you all for coming. This is the first time I've been here when you had any participation. Welcome everyone.
Yeah, our next meeting will be January 14th, 5 p.m.
That's where I was gonna ask, is for me personally, I didn't know about these governing council meetings until just recently, so, I mean, obviously, there's very limited parents here right now, but if there's a way that you can put it out, because I know there's a lot of other parents out there that don't know about this, that would be great, and then maybe you could get more parent involvement and stuff, because I've been at this school since my daughter's been in kindergarten, and she is now a sophomore. So, you know, and I have fought to keep her here. She doesn't want to be here anymore, but I have her. So
It is published on the website, the school's website, and it's kept updated.
That's true. It also says in the bylaws it's supposed to be shared with the teachers and the PTA. So I don't know that those things are done. But it is, I just read the bylaws today. So that's fine.
Did you read the updated version?
I read the updated version. I never read the one before, but I read the updated version from October, I believe, when it was updated. The website is very hard to navigate and not a good source of information for the public. I think parents don't use it. It is, it's messy. It still looks like, even though it's been there for a really long time, it still looks like it has sections that are being developed. It's a total mess. Nobody uses the website for except for the few specific things you need to go to. It's not a very good way to reach.
Okay, it would be nice to get an email. I personally went to the website because I was trying to figure out it was so hard. It was really honestly, same thing. I didn't even know the governing council. I mean, I knew we had a governing council. I just didn't know when they were happening. And I've been here for 3 years. The website, same thing. I feel like parents go to the Facebook group. There's a Facebook group.
If they know about it.
If they know about the Facebook group. Yeah, and so again, communication, it's very, very important.
I'll let you know. We'll do our very best to do a better job.
You know, before I remember a long time ago, they used to send out flyers down the backpacks, and it's easier. I think, especially from my experience from the last meeting, a lot of the parents, well, one, the emails were going out in English, so the parents don't speak English. And that was what I thought. So it would be nice if maybe they go to the backpack in English and Spanish, because we are a bilingual school. It would be very helpful for the parents who don't speak.
All right, thanks. Thanks again. Entertain a motion to adjourn? Motion. Any discussion on adjourn? All in favor? Motion carries. Thanks again.
Everybody online, thank you very much for participating. That was the end of the meeting. I will be turning it off. Yeah, thank you.